Hey, it's Mark here, and I have a new update for our film, Zombie Pirate Tales. And so I've been working on a lot of stuff, particularly a difficult shot that we have to do where Rubel's going to be over here. He's going to, of course, he unties the rope, it goes up, and he looks up, and this barrel falls down and goes through the deck. So the problems I've had to come up against and solve is how to support the barrel as it's coming down into the set floor. So we have different components. We have the set, which will be undamaged and then damaged, of course. And so this barrel is going to come through here. And so it's going to have to slide down. And so what I did is, up above here I have some simple like sheet metal that I brought that I spray painted black a while ago. So I just hot glued it and added some wooden pieces to extend this out, and I'll be clamping this wire on there to hold up the barrel and animate it as it falls. So now the next problem I had to face is trying to stick down this wood here, and so our sort of splash damaged floor is made up of basswood strips, and this is some balsa wood, and the center is just painted black. So I didn't want to have to figure out, you know, how I'm going to drill a hole through here and physically put this barrel through the set and, you know, just destroy everything. So I came up with a solution where I had some replacement rope sections. So I built this replacement rope here, which coincides with this rope. And as the barrel comes through, I'm going to actually take the barrel out of the shot, and for the next frame I'll have it like this, so it'll look like it's actually going downwards. And then from there I have this squiggly rope, and I had to make a rig for this with nails to get the curvature. And then I have replacements where the rope will appear to actually go down, and so these shorten in length like this. But this rope, as it goes down, I'm going to just turn it left and right like this, and like this, and then like this as I take frames, and that will look like it's, you know, actually going down, because the previous frames show the barrel going down. So you'll continue to think it's going down and just squiggling, and then as it goes goes all the way through, I'll be replacing it with these shorter wires, which I might, depending on the camera focal point and everything, and how everything is set up, I might actually have to cut these a little bit shorter. But the idea is that the distance is the distance as it goes down is the height of the barrel. So that's how I'm going to space that as it goes through. And the reason for that is because that way the replacement system should work, and it's kind of hard to explain without showing a diagram, but that's how I planned it out. And also, trying to stick these down is another issue. How do I stick these down and keep it secure without putting like nails through here, or something like clay which has oil in it, and will, when I replace this later, those oils could show up on the wood that's here. So I have some blue tack, which is really old, and I'm gonna blue tack, fun tack, I don't know what you really call it, but I'm gonna use that and press it down so it stays in place. Now for Rubel, he's gonna, when this barrel crashes through, he has to fly off to the side. So I have one solution where I made this little simple rig where I put a set screw, or not a set screw, but an actual threaded rod that coincides with the tie-down holes in his feet here. So this will actually go into his foot, and I can, the first frame he'll actually have his feet secured to the set, and then the next frame it will be lifted out and to the right. So I can use my hand to do this. Now one of my previous friends has some joints, and I wanted to use those joints to make him go the opposite direction, because when he goes in the opposite direction for this hole, I had to move it to the left, but over my shoulder will be the camera, which is covered right now. So I don't know how I'm going to do that without the joints, so we'll have to see what happens there. But What else? So I have our replacement wires. This one is for the Canon. As you can see, it's kind of a similar setup. So that will actually go through this hole here. And so the barrel will hit, and it looks like it goes through. And then I'll use the same squiggly wires, which will, of course, sit here. And the camera will be a little bit low, so you won't see the, what's actually keeping it up. So that's pretty cool, I thought. A good solution. It's going to take a little, maybe some tests first, but I think it'll be successful. And then also, I want to show you guys what I'm doing over here. So I've been building, working on this rig, and this is going to be another sculpture of Ruble. This is going to be his armature. Here's his arms. His head's not on there yet, and his hands will be sticking in here. It's kind of hard to do without using two hands, but you'll have his hands, which will attach, and I made up some clay, the correct color of his clothes. So I used an old diagram of Captain Quill, which is what I used for Ruble and Shimbu. They're two different characters from the film, so or Captain Quill and Shimbu. So everything's going to be, of course, the same. So we have our clay puppet here, which will match up with the dimensions here, and also with our foam latex puppet. So I've just been working, with different tools and trying to work this out. So the next thing I need to do is to sculpt over this a new Ruble, and this rig that I have is really nice because I can make the whole thing go up and down, and because of this ball joint, I can make him move in any direction I need, and his hips are about here. So and the shot will be from from his waist up, because it's mostly close-ups of his face as he's reacting and speaking to the camera. So it's going to be really expressive because I'll be able to move this any which way I want, and the rig gives me a lot of freedom to express that as well. Now the foam latex puppet, you couldn't really do that, and the clay puppet as well. Over here, he was locked down for this shot, and I probably could have spent more time working on sculpting his legs nicer for that, but that was a long time ago already. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and hopefully the next video I show, this will actually be completed. I forgot to mention this one thing. Actually, the shots where the let's see, I guess Ruble's gonna, what does he do? There are some hearts that come out of him when he sees the ugly zombie after drinking his fish beer, and so one of the things I had to do, or I wanted to redo, was reanimate these hearts. And there's a previous video where you see me animating these from small to large, kind of emanating from the side where Ruble falls in love. And so I have a green screen, and I'm going to have to light this at one point later on. This might be one of the last things I do. But we have a green screen and a table, which I put together with just a picture frame and some legs from a table, which I drilled some holes in there and just put the legs in. And this here was going to be my down shooting rig, where I have some wood, and I'm going to put the camera on here, and it's going to aim straight down like this. And I'm going to zoom in, and so I'll have green, and then I can have all the hearts coming out. So the hearts will do that, and the wooden pieces, I thought, when the wood crashes through or when the barrels crash through the wood's going to shoot up and fly out, and you're going to see that, and it's going to look like there was a lot of force behind that crash. So for here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add a layer of, there's going to be a layer of plexiglass here. Actually, that's going to be this piece, because this one here has a notch in it. But I'm going to have this here down there, and then this one I'm going to have closer to the camera. So I'll have two layers, right? So when you see through this, and of course I'm going to take this blue plastic off so it'll actually be clear. The camera will see through it, and you'll see the wood initially come out from here and fly outwards. And then after that, I'm going to have pieces that will fly in front of the camera like they're falling back down to earth. And it's going to be close to the camera and blurry. So it'll be like, you'll see crystal clear, you know, the wood shards will come out, and then close to the camera there'll be blurry pieces that fall down. So it will give it some depth. So that's the idea. The last time I did it, I actually used this little rig I built. And what I did is I had all these wooden pieces glued down to this wire. And so it would require a lot of removing the wires individually, frame by frame. And I don't really like that idea. I kind of like the idea also of having more depth to the shot. So I'm going to reanimate that as well.